So what you have to do here to make this SD card work, if I understand, is match up all these pins with those teeny tiny microscopic points on the SD card that I can barely see.
Yeah.
Wow, Chris, have fun. I hope you have a... yeah.
Thank you.
Time for lunch. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how's it going? Here we have Chris. He does data recovery here.
Hello.
As well as all the board repairs I can. So typically when I try to fix a board and I fail and I look like a moron, I go begging to Chris to fix my screw-ups, and then I take the credit for them on camera. So today we're going to have him show you something instead of me, because let's face it, he's just smarter than I am. So let's get started.
So, really, I should do this in Polish?
Yeah.
Because he knows my English. My English is terrible.
Let's see if you could do English.
Okay, so first we have here SD card. The SD card is dead. We don't have access to it. Someone worked with this card before. We have to pass the controller chip, and we have to try read this NAND with a spiderboard. So
What is a spiderboard?
the spiderboard, it's PC3K board. So we have a two separated models for PC3K flash. We have a circuit board, but here we have to do a jumper wires. So we have to solder the jumper wires into the SD card and after into the circuit board. But the worst case, sometimes we can put too much heat on it, or actually flux making the mess there. So I prefer spiderboard. I think
So that allows you to not have to solder wires onto the card.
Exactly.
And so how would you solder a bunch of wires onto that thing anyway? That sounds impossible.
With micro tape.
You're crazy. Right, so how does this thing work?
So here we have a database. PC3K is giving us access to it. And here we have a pinout. Every single signals are here. We have to find a good layout of the SD card. We have to scrape the paint on it. Then we will get into the pins. Then we have to put the needle on it, on the pins, on the pins, and that's it. But it's a really long procedure.
So how would you usually go about? So how do you do this? You just put I see a bunch of pins over here. So what are all these pins here for?
So this is exactly our pins. This is our jumper wires. So exactly this amount of these needles, we had to put the wires there. So that's why it's not so easy actually.
Okay, so on this page you have a legend, and on the legend page it gives you a list here of all the different points. So so it tells you where. So it's like D6, D7, CE0,
Exactly.
blah blah blah. How do you know where that crap is on the card? Oh, because it's these squares on the right.
Exactly.
Okay, so all the crap on the left you can ignore.
Yeah. So you have exactly the same amount of pins on the database, like on the
So
card.
what you're doing is you're matching the numbers
Yeah.
on here. So you match. Yeah. So you're matching these numbers over here to these numbers on the side of this expensive ass thing over here.
Yeah.
How much does this thing cost?
The card or
This spider.
the spiderboard?
Spiderboard.
I don't know. I don't remember. Really.
I'll ask Steve. It'll probably make me cry. So this thing goes with this thing, or is this separate?
It's a separate.
So what does this thing do?
What this thing do? Exactly the same thing, but you have to run jumper wires.
So this is the harder version of this thing.
Yeah, but here you have you can solder TSOP48. You can solder LGA 52, but you have to solder it.
Okay, so you have to
put the heat on it.
So what you have to do here to make this SD card work, if I understand, is match up all these pins with those teeny tiny microscopic points on the SD card that I can barely see.
Yeah.
Wow, Chris, have fun. I hope you have a... yeah.
Thank you.
Time for lunch.
We have to find good position for it because sometimes we can have a problem.
Yo, stop fucking jinxing it.
Needles. But really, it's much better than jumper wires. Okay.
I was gonna get the chat on the screen.
V6. We have to make a notes with the pinouts. So here we have on the A2 pin, we have a signal D6. It's a data 6. It's running to number 4 on the spiderboard. Next signal, it's D7. So D6 was A2, D7 is B2. Something is wrong here. I think it will be different type of card, not the type 3, because we have a ground here, like you see. This is a ground pin. We shouldn't have a D7 here. We have to find something similar. Come on, PC3K. This one. Yeah, like you can see, you have a ground pins here on the bottom of card. Here you have exactly the same. So, first two pin, it's a VCC and GND. You can see it here.
How do you have the patience to do this?
It's my cue. It's sometimes is tricky, so it's good when you can switch into the different things, but it's really nice. It's not so bad. So first, we have a here CE0. First is GND, second is VCC. CE0 is on the pin 3, and the pin 3 is here. So let's do it again. You have to be really careful with screws in the spider board, because the needles are really sharpy, so you can scratch the pins and then you can have a really big problems. Where is my PC3K data flash? Database here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have situation like this when needles wants to be connected, I'm taking the different position of it. Okay. 4, 5, CE1. So we have a 3 pins actually. 1, 3, 4 and 5 right now. I had to move one of them because there was too many of needles in the one spot, so I didn't want to do any shorts.
That looks painful.
But it's much better than solder wires into the card.
Hello, Mud. Fucking old damn flaws. It's growing on the curb, fucking flaws. I fucked all day and all night and all afternoon. There's no time home. Doesn't even matter who's home. You know, who's a bitch taking the strap sound feels like it on anyway. These are bitches taking the strap sound feels like it on anyway. Anyway.
7 pin is there.
Even if you think it's a little silly fucks, I don't care if you think it's silly fucks. I don't care if you think it's silly fucks. I don't care if you think it's silly fucks. I don't care if you think it's silly fucks. I'm gonna bomb me a horse. It's without this name. Run them all along the borderline. With a heavy duty.
So right now we have a pin number 8. Here we have 3 ground pins probably. Okay. So pin 8 will be here. Nine pin, it's a CLE signal. And it's here. Sometimes we have a problems like this when we can't have a good angle. Then we have to figure something. Maybe like this. So this is A. This is first. Let's do this one. It's a pin 10. It's a signal LAE.
This is like the 2020 version of Operation.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Okay. Sometimes we have a problem like here when we put so much pressure on the trace, and the needles are really sharpy, so I scratch the trace, and right now I have to put this needle there. Oh shit. Okay.
Someone says, "Dear Lord, please bless me with the patience this man has." Yes, Chris is
Thank
very
you.
patient. I do not have Chris's patience at all. I could, no.
This one is fine, but we moved one.
I would lose my shit trying to do this.
Okay, looks nice. 9, 10, 9, 10, 11. 11, it's RE. So we have... No, this one looks
Someone
like...
said need a picture-in-picture. See if we can make that happen. Oh, keep going, Chris. No
Mhm.
worries.
Hmm. Sometimes these needles, those, oh,
What happens with the needle?
so they are really, really sharpy. So, one, you can scratch the pins like here, like there. Or maybe I will use a tweezer. So, like here, or like did previously here. Second thing is sometimes I have problems with angle when we have a lot of pins like here. I can't find a space for next one actually. Yeah, but it's much better than this, than the regular circuit board. So right now we have a which pin? 11 and 12. 12 RE. 11. Okay.
Or Chris, actually. You want to quickly show them how to get to that layer? Because people are asking, like, you have to screen.
Just watching it makes me want to hold my breath.
Sometimes I have to hold my breath as well because it's really tricky. So right now it was pin 11.
He is incredibly patient, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, this
You-
is, it's not fun if you're not,
You, you can't even see on the one in the middle, so the pin that's in the middle, you can't even see if it's touching a tracer or a
Yeah,
pad or anything
I know.
from that angle.
Also, some of them, you see, they're actually ripped. See it? Look at that one.
Yeah,
That was ripped. He has to go down. That's the whole point.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks.
What happens to these cards for this to happen?
Usually some sort of corruption with either the NAND itself or the controller.
So the controller is on board the card, so you're bypassing the controller that's in the card.
Exactly.
There. It's a D6. Like you see, right now I scratched a pin. I put too much pressure on the needle. Okay, it was pin 12, D6. Right now we have a pin 13, D7. Oh, can you see it? No, you can't because I don't know. Oh, so we did this one. We need a pin 13. Which is here. Next one. 14 D4. It's going to screw number 16.
How much does that spiderboard cost?
That spiderboard is about $1,000.
And with the thing that you attach it to get the data?
That's PC3000 flash, and that is about 6,000. The amount of reverse engineering that Ace has to do is actually, it's a lot. So
Yeah, I suppose.
their products are exceptional. They work.
That is.
On top of that, they have good support. That's actually what matters.
Yeah.
They don't sell you junk and say deal with it. They sell you a decent product that's not overpriced, and then they give you support that complements the product.
It is expensive.
It's expensive for sure. I'm not saying it's not. It's just expensive is relative.
Oh. No. Okay. Pin 16, 16 and 17. So we need to fit 2 needles there. And we have only two screws to do this. The last one will be, I think, tougher to do that. Sorry, my English is terrible, I know. So, let me show you one thing, guys. The spiderboard looks like that right now. Like this. And I have to fit one needle here. So there. This going to this signal. We can use this probe point to do that. It's going there. There. Okay, I have it. We can use this probe point. This one, okay. So, right now, if the NAND is good, we should be able to read the data.
What do you say? Does it work?
I'm
or
not sure.
work?
I don't know. I can't tell.
The reason Steve is typically more successful at data recovery than Chris is Steve wears his hat backwards and Chris wears it forwards. Wearing the hat backwards gives him power. That's Dan over there. Dan skips leg day. That lens costs $1,000 and I'm using it to zoom in on a screen that I don't have screen capture set up on someone else's computer.
This is very voyeuristic looking, because you're looking through the computer too.
I see the word fail in red.
Yeah, dead man, typical of these. Is this a SanDisk? So this is what this spiderboard looks like.
That's pretty.
After job.
Yeah. And to get to this layer on the SD card, you have to scrape away the coating from the SD card with a fiberglass pen. Do you have that pen? Just to quickly show them. This is actually typical of what happens. After all of that work, you have a dead NAND chip. So this is a fiberglass pen. And this is what you'd have to scrape away. So this layer here, you just scrape away like that. And then you get to the exposed part. And then you put these needles on the pins. And then after that, you configure it in PC3000 to match what you have here with their database. That's pretty much it.
And then you find out it's a dead NAND and want to cry after an hour or two of putting random pins everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah. This is what Chris and I go through. So it's, yeah. No fun, no...
Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. It was good seeing you all again. I'm going to try to include the other people here more often. The other people who work here are, as you can imagine, not exactly particularly thrilled at the idea of being on live video. It takes a certain kind of person and personality to be open to doing all this random shit in front of people that you don't know, particularly when you know there's like a 50-50 chance it's not going to work and you're going to look like a fucking idiot when it's done for reasons that really have nothing to do with you. But I'm happy that Chris was willing to go for this, and if you want to see more Chris, more Steve, more Orhan, more Paul, then please do let me know in the comments down below. But we'll see how this goes. That's about it. And as always, I hope you learned something. We'll try to show you the real stuff. See you next time.